Hi, I'm Nick Wagner with the Crest Network. Today I want to talk to you about creating better interaction with your prospects and a whole lot better engagement with your clients. Your prospects are those that have not done business with you, and your clients should be the ones that have done business with you or referred you. So today we're going to talk about 7 quick questions to engage your prospects. It's vital that your prospect or your customer, your client, is involved with you, at least in the sales aspect of the relationship. The goal here is to engage them. It's to learn about their issues. They don't care about yours. And here's a vital part. It will help you demonstrate your validity. You can help you demonstrate that you're trustworthy, help you demonstrate that you're credible, help you demonstrate that you are believable. And that's what our goal is, because as you can imagine, nobody wants to do business with somebody that is not trustworthy. So here's a couple questions, 4, 5, 6 of them, 7 of them that are coming up. And you're talking with your customer and they say something to you, maybe business related. You should be ready to respond with, why do you say that? And when they give you an answer, especially if it's a fairly short answer, then respond with, tell me more. Why would you want them to tell you more? Because it's a great fishing expedition. It's a great way to learn how they tick, what they're thinking, what their pains are, what their headaches, and what their issues are. And be aware that people's eyes will tell you a lot more about what's going on in their head than their mouths will many, many times. So when you say to them, why do you say that? Or tell me more, look at their eyes. I mean, don't stare at them and become creepy, but look them in the eye and see what their eyes are saying. Another great question, explain what you mean by that. It's kind of along the lines of what was just said, but it actually engages them even more. And when they tell you what they meant by that, they might not be good at describing what they mean. But another way you can respond when or after they have said something about their concern is just simply say, really? Really is a really easy question to remember and really gives them the feeling, your client or your prospect, the feeling that you're listening. And that's vital to building your credibility and your believability. What does that mean to you? What do you see as the value in this? So they've explained what it means to them. Instead of saying, really, which doesn't really encourage them to say more, use this line instead. So what do you see as the value in whatever it is that they're talking about? Next question is a toughie. Why? Is certainly an appropriate time and a place to ask someone why. what you have to remember is that when you ask them why, many, many times, it sounds accusatory. It sounds like you're questioning them in a negative light. The example would be, hey, honey, did you mow the lawn today? And if I said, why? That's kind of saying, you're being accusatory of me. Or if somebody says they did something, the client says, no, we decided to go with another company instead. And then you say, why? That's an accusation. You're accusing them of making a bad decision. You're questioning their rationale and their logic and their emotion, and you don't have a right to question them. So although there is a time and a place for saying why, you have to be very, very careful how you say the word why, the tone of voice, your facial expression. That will all be critical when you're asking somebody why. My advice is don't use it very often because it can get you in real trouble. It'd be like going into an insurance agent's office and they say, you know what, we're really good. We've got everybody that we're going to refer, and sorry, we're just not going to refer you on losses. So then the salesman says, well, why? That's pretty rude and pretty crude. That's a slap in their face. That's a level of disrespect. And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't give you the time of day ever again. Another great way to ask a question is to not ask a question, but simply have silence. Yeah, I had silence right there. You know what? I waited about 5 seconds before I started talking again. For you watching this video, that was a long 5 seconds or 5 seconds. You weren't sure if the sound cut out. You weren't sure if I was still there. You'd lost internet connection and it wasn't giving you any noise anymore. You don't know. But silence is a great way to get somebody talking. When the lawyer gets somebody on the witness stand and asks them a question, usually the lawyer won't say another word and he will engage in silence in hoping that the person on the witness stand will be uncomfortable with the silence and keep on talking and keep on talking and end up putting their foot in their mouth or saying something the attorney can use. Folks, I'm telling you that silence used in the correct concept or situation is a powerful way to get your client or your prospect engaged in the conversation and talk with you. If they're not talking with you, you're not learning anything and you don't know what their thought process is. So be silent and shut up and let them talk. Each question you ask should be designed to get your prospect talking. You've heard this over and over and over again. I teach it a lot. It's to ask open-ended questions. Who, what, where, how, when, and occasionally why. By asking those open-ended questions, it does get your prospect talking. And the more they talk, the more you learn. Folks, if it isn't obvious to you, the more you learn, the far better your likelihood of making a sale or developing a good relationship with them where they will refer you on a loss. I'm Dick Wagner. You've been watching the Crest Network, and the topic was 7 questions to engage your prospect. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.